we're going to cover success habits of really highly productive people. And there's kind of some patterns there. So got 10 things, trying to stay with that theme of 10 ideas that you can implement right away. And the first one I kind of laughed at because it'll sound familiar. If there's any infinite banking questions in there, there was a question in the community about could you run all of your W-2 income through your banking system? So if you go to page 48, Nelson says, well, you run all of your income through somebody else's bank. Why wouldn't you run it through your bank? You can, but there's two issues that I see with that. One is the frequency that you get paid. So what I've seen people do, and it's more like dentists, doctors, etc. They might put expenses in there, like run expenses that are 90 days, or I have seen month by month, but I haven't seen more frequently than month by month. And then how are you going to if it's just using the income and you're just replacing it, you're gaining ground, but you're not gaining ground like buying cash flowing assets or taking over debt that you have a large volume of interest on. So it's kind of to some degree not practical that way, but also is if you're out there buying cash flowing assets, your income is going to continue to grow up. So getting 100% of your income through your banking system is always a challenge. I'm not saying it can't be done, but if your income keeps increasing, it's like traveling to the horizon. You'll always be trying to catch it. So, okay, I'm going to dive in to these 10 things. Okay. So the first thing, what would you guess the first thing of success habits for highly productive people? And by the way, these 10 things are universal. So it's every person that is highly productive. If they don't do all 10 of these things, or they don't have a system for all 10, they pretty much do all 10, whether they know it or not. We talked about this in the last few weeks. The first one is goal setting. Top performers clearly define their goals and create actionable plans to achieve them. That second part is really, really important. Actionable plans to achieve them. And they start with the SMART goals. Somebody asked the other day, I just said SMART goals. And, again, people have to be reminded more than educated. But somebody said, remind me what those were. Specific, measurable. Okay, I could argue that one a little bit because I want you to think big. Relevant, okay, and time bound. So it's not, hey, someday I want to have this. And then remember, when you're doing goals, one of the ways to help with the vision of it is, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what do you want to have? Okay, a lot of people start with what they want to have. Once you have all that together, the next trait, the next thing that people do is some kind of time management. Okay, you can't just go through your day hoping that you have time to do the important things. And effective use of time is crucial. There's a song that says, son, all time is all the luck you need. Because what the song's trying to say is, if you got enough time, you can do anything. High achievers prioritize tasks. There's a great book called Buy Back Your Time, and it's how to prioritize your activities. Okay, you have to have time management. And more than likely, you need an assistant to do the things that are less valuable day to day than what your time is worth. Okay, again, this book, Buy Back Your Time, goes through that in detail. But one of the techniques, excuse me, that a lot of people use that are highly effective is the Eisenhower matrix, or time blocking. Okay, and those are two different things. But time blocking, I put together an ideal week calendar in my Google Calendar. It's a separate calendar. It's just my ideal week. Ideally, I would record podcasts here. I would meet with clients here. I'm going to play golf here. But this, and so I can put it up next to my actual calendar for the week or the day and say, how well did I do scheduling my time? Right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is ideal. It's not going to be ideal every week. But this Eisenhower matrix, what it does is it organizes activities into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, neither urgent nor important. And the method lets you focus on what truly matters. And it tells you, here are the things that don't do those things. So if you Google Eisenhower matrix, it'll come up with it's with a template. I think you can get a template like on Google Docs probably too. Okay, so the third thing that people do is continuously learn. Okay, they commit to lifelong learning somehow. I've told this story a million times, but when I was running the Gold's Gyms in Kansas City, the janitor there, he said to me, Jim, if you read for an hour a day on a certain subject, in 6 weeks, you'll be an expert. And I have no idea whether that's true, but it's just for whatever reason, I wanted to be an expert in something, right? So I started reading about lifting weights and whatever. And so then I chose something else, and then I chose something else. And I realized that in 6 weeks, you can consume a lot of information in an hour a day. And you want to seek new knowledge, right? So if it's infinite banking, an hour a day, and you could read, do courses or mentorship, all of that constitutes learning, okay? Number 4, they have discipline and consistency. And that self-discipline, maintaining consistent habits and routines aligned with their goals, even when their motivation wanes. Okay. So to me, another great book, I'm always recommending books, is The Miracle Morning. I get up at 4:40 or 4:30 every morning. And this morning, my dog was having some stomach issues all night long. It was not easy getting up. And but I got up, I was out of my routine. I didn't have kind of a little bit of carbs before I worked out. I did have coffee on the road. It threw me off, and I feel off just because I didn't do my normal routine. The self-discipline of getting up, doing my devotional, having coffee, doing everything that I do before I go work out, pray, then working out. When I'm done working out, then I come back and I read, I just learn, continuous learning. And by the time it's 8 o'clock, I'm ready to take on the world. I've thought about all the things, all the priorities, back to that Eisenhower matrix. I know the critical things that I have to do for that day. Okay, so discipline and consistency, write it out. Here's what my perfect morning looks like. I'll save you the time in the book. People that are successful get up early and have a structure to your morning, and just do it. Just do it. Just commit to it. All right. Networking and relationships. Now, how does that have anything to do with being effective? Because maintaining strong relationships is vital to success. Tell me who you're hanging out with, and I'll show you who you are in 5 years, right? Successful individuals invest time in networking, fostering connections that can lead to collaboration and support. Hang out with winners and network with winners. Your relationships, guard those things like gold. Do not spend time with energy vampires. Don't do it. People that you think, man, I would never want to be in that position. Scarcity thinkers, you got to get them out of your life. I hate saying that, but it's true. Okay, resilience and adaptability, number 6. They bounce back. Successful people bounce back from setbacks. They remain flexible in their thinking, growth mindset. Carol Dweck mindset, good book. In the face of change, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Okay, every day in running these businesses, there's something. We had a customer that got bought by Walmart, and I don't mind calling them out. Walmart did a really crummy thing. They gave our bid to our competitor. That's how they operate. Well, guess what? I can't run a business long term if Walmart's going to be in control of my business, because they will crush me. So guess what? I'm going to adapt. We started refurbishing bird feeders with little cameras in them. Really cool, actually. So, and stay positive about it. Positive mindset. For the first 2 hours today, I was like, man, I'm struggling on my workout. I'm struggling on this. I don't have any energy. Just want to go back to bed. And I didn't have a positive mindset. So I had to get into a positive mindset. How did I do that? I got a couple chores done before I had this meeting, and I got back here on time, and I was thinking, how am I going to tell Heather I'm late? So I got back here on time through the traffic, everything else, and now I'm smiling, and I think, okay, I'm going to have a great afternoon. I'm going to have a productive afternoon, and I'm going to stay positive. And I believe that I have the capability to help top performers. That positive attitude helps top performers believe in your capabilities, and overcome obstacles and maintain motivation, right? Again, back to whether it's, hey, I want to have abs, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, whatever it is. How do you maintain that motivation? What I do is I write it down. I'll write down stuff 100 times, because when I write it down, it puts it in the forefront of my brain. And I think, okay, I'm going to have lunch after this meeting. Am I going to eat a lunch that's going to get me closer to my goals or further away from my goals? That helps me maintain motivation, which brings me to number 8, rolling right into what I just said, health and well-being. You have to prioritize your physical and mental health through exercise, nutrition, mindfulness practices. All super successful people that I've met do all of that, all of it. Very rarely do you see somebody, because you got to be, it's not just about making money. You can find a rich person that's out of shape and they're not happy with the way they look, and they don't ever pray or meditate or do the sauna or the hot tub. Every day I'm in the sauna or the hot tub, because when I'm in the sauna, it's totally no distractions, no noise, anything. It's in my garage. It's awesome. And if you haven't tried infrared sauna for inflammation, just, again, at 59, I say I feel like I'm 39. There's a reason for that. I get massage every week, stretching every week. That body work is important. And I work out 6 days a week. And I'm not saying, hey, do this because I'm doing it. I'm just telling you it changed my life, because then my mental health was better, etc. And whatever you need to do with that, the mindfulness, the meditation, riding your bike, a road bike, going for a 40-mile, 50-mile, 100-mile ride is moving meditation, and the things you think about while you're out there. And while you're out there, you might as well do number 9, which is reflection and self-awareness. Reflect on your actions. Am I going in the right direction? Am I going in the wrong direction? Driving back here, I thought the decisions and marketing stuff and communicating with our clients, and am I doing the right things? Can we improve? I think we can always improve. But sometimes I'll say to somebody, we need to improve. They get defensive. High achievers don't get defensive. They're like, yeah, you're right. We can get better. And it's you got to reflect on your actions. How can we make our actions better? Constant, never-ending improvement. Decisions. Hey, you're not going to be 100%. And outcomes, like when you reflect on your actions, decisions, and outcomes, then you can learn from those experiences and just make adjustments. Just make adjustments, right? I mean, no path is straight to have anything that you really want. Okay, here's number 10 is action orientation. They take initiative. They act decisively. I really, really hate when people say it takes this many days to build a habit. Okay, and I'm sure Heather could share the psychology and how your brain works for this. It's not about habits. You make a decision. I'm going to lose weight, stop smoking, get into real estate. You make a decision, and then you follow it up with an action, right? You follow it up with an action. I'm throwing away all the crap in my house that's not something I should eat. That's an action. You're taking initiative and you act decisively. But your whole orientation, your whole life has to be around actions. And top performers are known for willingness to take risks, to step out of their comfort zones, to pursue opportunities. And I'll give you an example. When I decided that I was going to take my health to another level, I hired this concierge service that was part of Family Mastermind. And I know I've told this story before, but again, people may have not heard it. This guy got up there and he told me everything that I needed to know would be provided. My food would be provided. My supplements would be provided. Blood work, anything would all be provided, that it was turnkey. They couldn't do any of it. I paid them 10 grand. Okay, because that's how important it is to me. And I was so disappointed. It's called the starting line. Don't ever hire them. Sorry if you're on here from the starting line. But it did not come through. They overpromised, underdelivered. Did that make me go, okay, well, I guess it's just not meant to be for me to have abs at 59? No. I made adjustments. I hired a different trainer. She happened to be a chef at Mar-a-Lago for Trump. And I was like, wow, she can cook. And the food that she makes me, I get to pick it up tomorrow. I'm excited about it. I ate all of it for the week. There's nothing that goes to waste from that. Her training, she used to be a bikini model or competitor, and so like she understands how to build muscle and burn fat. And so then I got a new supplement nutritionist person, and I just did it myself because they didn't do what they said they were going to do. Did I get my money back? No, I didn't get my money back. But you know what? Who cares? I want the results. And so now I said I'm not going to trust somebody else to do it because I just got burned. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take initiative and just make it happen. You know, those 10 things are just amazing. Okay, I'm going to read some of the. So Matt uses the Franklin Planner. Matt, that brings back. I remember leaving my first Franklin meeting, and it blew my mind. I was maybe 22, 23 years old. And if you haven't used the Franklin Planner, if you don't know what it is, look it up, because you're exactly right, Matt. That's an incredible system. And it's a system. I believe it has to be manual. My brain, maybe it's my age, okay, fine. But I have my bullet journal. I write out the Eisenhower stuff in the bullet journal, right? I write out my goals in the bullet journal. I wish I could just take it and have somebody digitize. I know I probably can. Have somebody digitize it after it's full. Okay, but this is with a weekly abs check, Matt. I like it. I'll tell you what, I was looking at it today because I did not eat great yesterday watching football. I got to admit, I had pizza. I know Angela's on here. I know you're disappointed. I'm sorry, but I had pizza. It was my cheat meal. But I know I don't want to look at those abs today, Matt. Kyle iterated that the Franklin Planner is awesome. He likes using paper too. Look at the Franklin system. Look at the bullet journal. Costco's a huge fan of bullet journal. Brett Zimba, who's a great client, a great chiropractor, super highly successful, productive person. He uses the bullet journal. I know a ton of people that use Franklin. There's a Tony Robbins one I tried to use. I really tried to. It's just clunky to me. But any of those things, 10 things, by the way, I'm gonna share this because I made it a doc, obviously, because I need to remember what the heck I'm going to say, right? I'm not that good. So I'm going to share this with Heather right now, and then she can post it on the community, and those success habits of what top performers do. And these are things, I mean, I have business partners that are billionaires. I'm not saying that they're the happiest people in the world or the wealthiest people in the world. I think everybody's heard me say, I believe Nelson Nash was the wealthiest man I ever met. Not because of how much money he had, because of like how content with his life and how revered he was by everyone that he wanted to give to and serve. He was an incredibly wealthy man, and his church, I mean, everything in alignment, right? So his beliefs, his actions, they were all in alignment. And he had plenty of money. He sent out a thing, right? I don't know, in the last 3 years of his life or something. And he just said, just in case you want to know, just this, key people that I was blessed enough to be part of. Said, in case you want to know, I'm fine. I can't spend all this money before I graduate from this world. So these kinds of habits, Nelson did all of this stuff, all of it, right? His routine, he would ride his bike in the morning, and, after his heart attack way back when, everybody's heard that story, everything. And if anybody needs any help with this, getting it established, I mean, I'll be happy to help you, because I want everybody in this community to be wealthy, and I want us to go out there and impact 1 billion people. And that's our goal. We're going to start talking about that in 2025 as we go through this series in the live. I don't know what it is next week, Heather, but the subject matter. But we're going through this the last few weeks. If you haven't been on here live, go back and watch these. I'm laying out steps, vision, constant never-ending improvement, setting goals, all of this stuff that you need, all of the tools that you need, we're going to give you over the next few weeks. And then we're going to start talking about just taking action and doing it. And then we're going to feed you for the next year on these Mondays information. And I want questions on infinite banking. I want questions. Hey, I tried this, it didn't work. I tried that Eisenhower thing, but I'm having a problem with this. I'm doing the ideal week, it's discouraging because I'm never doing ideal week. You got answers for all of that. I've been doing this a long time, almost coming up on 40 years. In 3 years, it'll be 40 years that I've been doing this. 2 years. Gosh, dang it. So that's hard to say. So, all right. Thank you all. Godspeed and have a great week. By the way, remember, you got to win Monday to win the week. Do this stuff on here. Take action. Win Monday, and we're going to win the week. God bless.